We have deployed AI behind our Algos. Our smart market order is now at 80% accuracy in predicting the next move in the marketplace up, down, or unchanged for the S&P. We're seeing customer demand for that starting to take off. Our arrival price algo, also AI driven, is something like $21 in slippage saved. We're also using them in-house when you think about like operations and our support staff, so that we can educate our internal people, give them better customer data, historical data on account for the sales team, things like that.
How do you balance the institutional and retail sides?
They're definitely different customer profiles, but their needs are not too dissimilar. We have over 45, almost 50 exchange connections for trading, including exchanges and also liquidity providers and executing brokers for things like equities and equity options, and then 85 market data sources across all of that as well, fixed income sources, things like that. That's required for both. So the institutional space, although they're doing like larger order sizes, the retail market is doing millions of one lots per day. And so we need a resilient, reliable, stable infrastructure to support both of those customers. And obviously we have that. We've fared really well in some high volume, high volatility days this year and last year. Very proud of how our infrastructure stood up in some of those events. A layer on top of that, from the infrastructure and connectivity standpoint, comes our front ends and our APIs. So we have a suite of trading front ends that offer everything from very retail-based functionality like order tickets and heat maps and charts and things that the retail world needs, to highly sophisticated trading tools like our auto spreader, auto trading, back testing, and things that serve that institutional market. So we continue to develop our tools to serve both, and our APIs obviously to serve both. And although it's not without its challenges, obviously that's one of the benefits of CQG, is that we have very stable, resilient, reliable technology to serve both types of markets.
What's the customer profile for equity options?
Customer profile for that actually has largely been the non-bank FCMs, which is historically, where we play really well in that space. Think about the larger FCM, Chicago-based, global, London-based. They came to us, they want us to route to their executing brokers, so we had to build that network first. That took us a little bit of time to get a half a dozen or so executing brokers on the CQG network, then processing the data and getting the upper feed in place. So we started with fixed routing and then added that into our front ends. And so to your point about in our front ends and leveraging things like our spreader, that's what's coming now. We have some production testing in place, leveraging the CQG One platform and CQG desktop platform. That's also starting to get picked up a little bit by that retail world. So the retail brokers, whether they want to connect to our API for equity options and still use their front ends. We also have some that have white labels and want to have equity options available on the white labels.
How does CQG feel about prediction markets?
I'm actually personally very excited about the prediction markets. We were connected to CME when they launched their financial contracts earlier this year. We're working with them now to be ready for the sports contracts coming soon. We've had to do a lot in the front ends to support what really is a different look and feel. It's not an order ticket, buy and sell buttons, right? It's literally like placing a bet. So changing some of our widgets and adapting our front ends to handle those contract types, getting into where can CQG add some differentiation and having charting and potentially some historical data available on those contracts. We also think that we are a great player in that space because we can offer some ARB opportunity between different marketplaces. We are partnered with Kalshi, connecting to them. That should be live early next year, looking at Polymarket, MyXDX, and a handful of others. So our goal is to have a handful of those prediction markets online by March Madness and give customers and partners an opportunity to trade across markets on a trusted provider that then can provide a lot of analytics and data, trader education, and start to build and mature that marketplace. Obviously, a great foray then is getting into futures, index products, options, right? There's optionality behind those in general.
What progress has CQG made in enhancing workflow for institutional clients?
We announced a partnership with Broadridge about a year ago this time as well. Said at the time that we didn't want to build a full OMS. We really want to focus on what we're really good at, which is deploying front-end technology and APIs. And so we've built into the CQG One product, which is a web-based front-end, a lot of that institutional type workflow, changing the way that we do our auto spreader to sounds funny, but just a horizontal view versus a vertical ladder type that's more the professional trader. Getting more into that kind of bank desk operational workflow. Also, the way we're handling options views, some of the post-trade risk management pieces of things. We are building out some new portfolio management and again, options functionality in that for the institutional workflows and the bank desks that they require.
How is CQG's move into Brazil progressing?
Very well. So again, about this time last year, we announced a strategic partnership with a couple of consultants in Brazil. Since then, we have signed a couple of new institutional clients, including Itaú Bank. It's very much the CQG B2B relationship, bringing in those end clients. So we're not dealing directly with the end users in Brazil, but signing those banks, those FCM partners, and relying on them to help us expand in the region. We're also seeing demand from the broader global audience for B3 access, and so we're allowing trading into Brazil as well as expanding within the region.